Hi everyone, this is Dan from the We Will Rock You project, and it's just a short video introducing you to our good friend, the guitar. There are two main types of guitar, the acoustic, which is this one, and the electric. The main difference being that the electric guitar can be plugged into an amplifier or a speaker and played very loud using a wide range of different sounds. The acoustic guitar is played as it is, with no amplification. You can get electric acoustic guitars which do plug into an amplifier, but generally speaking we have the standard one and the electric one. The acoustic guitar uses a hole here in the body to amplify the sound and make it louder. So let's look at the different parts of a guitar. Probably the best way to remember is to think of it as a little person. So if we put it next to me here, this bit is the head, this is the neck, long like a neck, and this blob here is the body. So we've got head, neck, body. And if you turn it up this way and imagine it as a little guy, then that's a good way of remembering the different parts of the guitar. We also have here the bridge, which is used to hold the strings in place. And on the head here we have some little pegs, and these are used to tune the strings. So you either make the string looser or tighter to tune it correctly. Now let's have a look at the strings, very important on a guitar. Most guitars have 6 strings, although you do get some with more, but generally speaking guitars have 6 strings. This one here, as you can see, has 6, and going from your chin down we have an E, an A, a D, a G, a B and another E. So we've got a low E and a high E. Same note, just low and high. And a good way to remember the names of those strings is with the rhyme: elephants and donkeys grow big ears. Elephants and donkeys grow big ears. So we have E, A, D, G, B, E. That's the names of the strings. Now the strings are usually made out of 2 materials. They're made from nylon, which these are, and they're a softer sound, more of a gentle sound, and the others are a metal string, which are a bit more like the ones you'd find on an electric. So you get a more metallic, rougher sound, not quite as soft as the nylon strings. 2 main ways of playing the guitar: you use a pick, and it's held between your thumb and your first finger like that, or just your fingers as they are. So you can hear the difference with the pick, quite a bright sound, and with the hand a little bit softer, okay, and more mellow. Now on the neck of the guitar we have these boxes which are called frets, okay, and to play a note you just put your finger in the middle of one of those frets and press the string down nice and firmly, making sure you're in the middle of the fret, right in the middle. If you're too far to the side you get this kind of sound. If you're in the middle you get a nice clear note. Okay. Now as you go up the frets the note gets higher. Okay, so the higher you go up the fretboard, the higher the note. So to play a tune on a guitar you can use single notes like we've just seen, or you can use something called chords, which are 2 or more notes played at the same time. So for example, this is a G note and this is a G chord. So the note its own, and the chord of G. So you can see how you get a much fuller sound. Okay. So let's look at a simple sequence with notes. Now let's play that same short sequence using chords. See the difference? So the main ways of playing a guitar, you use notes, which is just one string held down, or chords, which use two or more notes played together at the same time. So that was just a brief introduction to the acoustic guitar. In the next video we'll be looking at the electric and turning up the volume a bit. I hope that's been useful for you, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Hello and welcome back to the second part of this video, where we'll be looking at the electric guitar. Okay, so as you can see, the electric guitar is a similar shape to the acoustic that we looked at before. We've got the same main parts, the head, the neck and the body. So again, remember to think of it as your little person, and that will help you remember the main parts. The big difference obviously with an electric guitar is that we can plug it in to an amplifier or a speaker using a lead from the input here, and that goes down to my speaker down there. And in that way you can make it as loud as you want, and you can use all sorts of different sounds depending on what you want to play. Obviously, being an electric, we have a volume knob here, so that turns the volume up and down, makes it louder or quieter. And we also have a tone switch here, which changes the general sound of your guitar, so it can make it a softer, duller sound, or maybe a brighter, crisper sound, depending on where you twizzle it. Underneath the strings here we have these little fellas called pickups, and they take the vibration of the string and send it to the amp. So that's the way your guitar is electrified, with these pickups here. You get a different sound from this one to that one, and that's why we have a switch here which changes the pickup that's receiving the main signal from the strings. So in that way you can get a different sound. So the one closest to the neck will sound different to the pickup closer to the bridge. So you need to adjust this depending on what kind of sound you want. A lot of guitars have one of these, and that's called a whammy bar or a tremolo bar, and they go in the bridge here. This particular guitar doesn't have one, but many do. You fit it to the bridge and you push it up and down, and that raises the bridge, so you can get some really crazy bends on your guitar using the whammy bar. Okay, so let's have a quick look now at the various sounds we can get from an amplifier. So the first sound we're going to use is your basic plain sound with nothing on it, no effects or distortion or anything. That's often called a clean sound. So it sounds like this. Okay, so just plain and simple, clean sound. Now there's something else called reverb, which is basically like an echo, and it makes the guitar sound like it's in a bigger space. When you have it on a clean setting, it sounds very close. When you have the reverb on, you get a sort of echo, and it sounds like you're a bit further away or in a large space. So let's hear that. I'll turn it up quite a lot to get the full effect. Okay, so again we've got a different sound there from the clean sound to the one we had before. And finally, let's look at distortion. Distortion gives a kind of growl and a nastiness to the sound of the guitar, so it's used a lot in rock and roll tunes. And it sounds like this. Let's play the same thing again, but with distortion now. Okay, so you can hear the difference there, much more aggressive, nasty sound, okay, but a lot of fun. And then let's finally combine the distortion with the reverb that we heard earlier. Remember the echoey reverb? So we had clean, and we had clean with reverb. Now we've just had distortion, and now we're going to try distortion with reverb. So this should be a really quite a big sound, okay? Okay, so really big epic sound there using the distortion and the reverb. So that's just an idea of some of the basic sounds you can get out of an electric guitar and have a lot of fun. I hope the lesson's been useful to you again, and I'll see you next time.